Today I am making a video about the kingdom Protista, in which first I have taken the dinoflagellates. Dinoflagellates are the mostly marine and photosynthetic. They can be yellow, green, brown, blue or red depending upon the main pigment present in their cells. Their cell wall has a stiff cellulose plates on the outer surface, and most of these dinoflagellates have two flagella. One is transverse and one is longitudinal, and this is responsible for their whirling movement. They can move in the sea actively. Here we're seeing the example which includes the Granulox. The Granulox is responsible for the red tide. They undergo rapid multiplication and they make an appear the sea to appear red. The other thing is that you're seeing the second example, which is of Gymnodium. This Gymnodium will release toxins. Those toxins would be when this Gymnodium will be eaten by the mollusk. In the mollusk, these toxins get accumulated, and then mollusk is eaten by the fish. The fish will die because of those toxins. So, and even the humans can get paralysis if they eat those mollusks which have eaten this Gymnodium. So toxins get accumulated, biomagnification, and finally reaching up to the last feed, one who feeds last. Third thing is that these dinoflagellates are responsible for the bioluminescence. In the night, the sea is shining because of this dinoflagellates. They are showing the bioluminescence. One example of that was also the Seratium. Seratium. In Seratium, there is oblique fission. The fission is, normally we see there is transverse fission, binary fission, but in this dinoflagellate, the Seratium, you will have to learn in the next year that there is type of oblique fission when the cells not go divided transversely but is going obliquely. So this is an example of Seratium. So this is the group of dinoflagellates included in the kingdom Protista, which are Seratium, which is undergoes oblique fission, the Gonolox, which is responsible for the red tide, Gymnodium, which is responsible for the toxicity, produces toxins, and the dinoflagellate produce bioluminescence in the sea. Second group included in the kingdom Protista is the Chrysophyta. The chryso word means gold. Here you are seeing the golden unicellular microorganisms, also called desmids. Desmids. Chrysophyta also includes, along with desmids, the diatoms. The diatoms are the normal vegetative cell will have the cell wall two thin shells with one overlapping the other. The upper part will be called as the epitheca, the lower will be called as hypotheca. This undergoes normal binary fission, cell division, and it reproduces vegetatively by cell division. Not only the vegetative reproduction, cells can undergo meiosis to make the gametes, they undergo the fusion, zygote formation. In the case of diatoms, we are calling it oxospores, which is the zygote in the case of the diatoms, and that will lead to further normal vegetative cell. So it is going both asexual reproduction by vegetative reproduction and sexual reproduction. These are diatoms. The diatoms are of various shapes. They are of various shapes. They can be round, they can be triangular, with various deposition of the silica on their cell wall. The silica on the cell wall gets deposited in the base of the sea for billions of years and making the diatomous earth. Diatomous earth, or we call it kieselguhr, diatomite, which is used for polishing in the filtration of the oils and syrups. So here you saw the chrysophyta. Euglenoid is exemplified by an example symbol which is of euglena. The euglena is not covered with cell wall, it is covered with a protein layer which is called pellicle. And it is normal eukaryotic cell, it will all the responsible cell organelles, Golgi bodies, lysosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, and but it has both the lysosomes as well as chloroplast. The chloroplasts are having the pigment as present in the higher plants and it is responsible for the photosynthesis. And when there is no sunlight, then they will undergo the heterotrophic type of nutrition and they will use their lysosomes for digestion. So it is mixotrophic type of nutrition present in the euglena. It has two flagella, one is long, other is short. After euglena, the fourth thing included in the kingdom Protista are the slime molds. Slime molds, the slime molds are just like the false fungi. Sorry. The slime molds are false fungi because they are not producing the hypha. They are producing they are saprophytic in nature. They will live on these dead tree barks, twigs, and this is plasmodium which can go up to several feet in their length. It will move along, it will eat the dead decaying matter and under unfavorable condition it can give rise to the fruiting bodies. Under unfavorable condition it will give rise to fruiting bodies which will have the sporangium which will bear the spores. The spores will have the true cell wall and these spores can survive for years and they will be they can survive for years and they are transported by the air currents air currents and they will give rise to the gametes by meiosis. Those will fuse to make a zygote and that zygote will go further division as plasmodium. This will have multinucleated cells, multinucleated single cell, the single cell with number of nuclei and with no specific hyphae, no specific mycelium. So they are false fungi. This is another group of the kingdom Protista. Thank you.